Okay, so today we're going to show you how to change or how to fix Magpul PTS version Pmag if it's jammed. And I have one here. All of these are PTS mags except for this one. This is a green label Pmag, but it's not the same. There's some subtle differences that you can see. Mostly you can see, and all of them have this 80 mark on there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's an 80 mark listed on top of the mag. If you see that, that means that it's not one of the PTS ones, even though it'll say, like on the side here, it says PTS Magpul for training and simulation. That's not a, it's PTS license, but it's not a PTS mag. The PTS mags are these versions. They say Pmag 30. The labeling's a little different. They come with a removable dust cap that you can use. Also, they come with a removable base plate, which has a button in the middle of it, and these other ones do not. There's not a button there. It's just a hard plastic piece. So there's some ways you can kind of tell if you're getting a PTS Pmag M version, or if you're getting one of the green labels, or these are also, like, there's star mags out there that are pretty much the same, but that's how you can kind of tell. So these are all different types of, these are all Pmags. This is an eMag, and the eMag also has that removable base plate. This is the key to getting out the mag, because this is just a shell, and the actual internals are stored inside of this piece here, which you have to get this off to get to. So as you can see, even the green labels, you can use them. These are real steel Magpuls. These aren't PTS ones. These are the real steel ones. They work with the green labels. They also work with the regular Pmags, whether they be green, black, orange. As you see, and I painted mine black to kind of keep me a little bit more subtle than having this giant orange mag, and then even like the blue ones here. But this orange mag has always caused me a little bit of problems in getting jammed. As you see, the X that I put on it right there, that X kind of reminds me that this mag has always had problems ever since I got it out of the box. The other ones I haven't had any problems out of. I lubricate them, I put the BBs in, and they work just fine. And these are 120 round mags, whereas most of these green labels are usually 75 rounds at max. These are 120 rounds. Although I never usually stick in 120. I usually am somewhere around like 100 to 115, just for some safety and not over jamming. But this one still has some problems, even with feeding or only putting in 100 rounds. So I'm going to show you how to take this apart. These other ones will just kind of push out of the way here, but they're really easy to take apart and clean and unjam. I've already removed the BBs from this one, so they won't come flying out. But basically, all you're going to need for this is you're going to need a set of Allen keys and some various flathead and Phillips head screwdrivers. Really only need like one of each, but I grabbed several different sizes. So the first thing you do is you remove this base cap. And Magpul actually says that this cap here, this protective cover, is used to remove this piece with this tip. So you take the tip and you push it on the button, and you just push the top or the bottom base plate, and it comes off. And then you're left with the inner and this Allen screw that you have to take out. And the Allen screw is a, I believe, if I'm right, nope. The Allen screw is a 2 on your metric Allen keys. You just take that, I'm just going to loosen it up, take it all the way out. Okay. And what's nice is you don't even have to remove your Magpul, because these sometimes can be a pain to get on, and they get on there really tight. But once you remove that Allen screw from the back, all you do is you just push, and the inner actually comes out, and this is just the shell that protects it. And this is the whole internal mechanism. You can see down in there the BB follower, you can't even see it because it's jammed somewhere down inside of here. Now, instead of taking the whole thing apart, what I like to do, or what you can do, is just start by loosening up some of these screws that are holding the two shells together. So what I do is I just start there, and you just hear, I don't know if you could hear, but you hear like a little click. That's the spring starting to move inside of there. It's just a little too tight in some spots, or there could be some dirt in there. or there's a BB, more than likely there's a BB next to the follower, and that's usually what happens with this one. There's on Airsoft Mechanics, there was a guy that posted, I just heard the spring move some more, an idea of how to fix this, because this uses the double side-by-side method, where you actually have two BBs kind of staggered, and sometimes they can push in next to the follower and it causes it to get stuck. So what he said was to just angle the shape of the follower more like a pistol mag, and it, for him, it seemed to work better. So okay, so here we go. I don't know if you can see this very well. I'll see if we can get the camera zoomed in, but you can see the follower in there, and you can see the BB right next to it. Can't see it? Can you back up a little more?
Yeah, I don't think you can see it.
Don't think you see it? Okay. Let's see, maybe if we move it into the light a little bit more. Can you see that in there?
Yeah, you can see that.
Okay. So you can see the BB is in there right next to the follower, and it got jammed between the follower and the shell. So what I usually do then is I take a flathead. In the shell, you can see it's really loosened up. So I just kind of stick my flathead in there and just give a little press on the BB gently without damaging anything else. And usually they will come out. There we go. And there's the BB now out of there. So you've successfully unjammed it. The key is to figure out why is it jammed and to fix it. With this one, I'm probably going to try that guy's method and actually take out the follower. And here you can see the follower has a rounded edge on it, which allows space between the follower and the shell. And let me see, I'll just take the whole thing apart here and show you what all the internals look like. And what he said to do was just angle that tip instead of making it round, make it more of like a triangular shape to one side, and that might help keep them from getting stuck next to the follower. But to get these apart, just take out all the screws, and I keep a good grip on the shell so that the spring and everything doesn't come flying out. And I'm done. This one is just one of the rare ones that you get that sometimes, you know, has a problem. But we've used Mag brand mags before. We've used Deco 1s. We've used a bunch of different ones of the mid caps, and these ones seem to be the most reliable. They fit nice into all of our guns that we have, and unlike this one, I have never had to fix any of the other ones. It's just been this one, as shown by that X that I put on the outside of the mag. So there, once all those are out, you kind of split the two shells apart and do it carefully so the spring is under some tension. So, yep, seeing some parts went flying. Okay. Be careful not to lose this little spring in here. This actually goes right there and then attaches to this piece. This piece actually stops your BB from flying out. And I lost the base over here. And this is the base spring earlier that you have to push to get the base plate off. There's your spring. And you can see how it kind of goes on there and then wraps through the whole base. This piece is what they said the guy said to fix. It has a rounded tip which allows the BB to kind of slip down around the side there. You kind of see. So what they decided, or what he had done to his mag to fix it, was to kind of create an angle similar to that, and to actually sand this part off to make an angle. And for him, it worked really well. Still allows them to double stack in the mag, but doesn't allow it to push between the follower and the wall of the mag. And I can see there's got a little bit of dirt in this one, so I need to clean this one out. That's probably why it's jamming up on me. But that'll give you some ideas. And the reverse, just to put it back together, just reverse it. Put everything back in. I don't always put the whole spring and try to compress the whole spring into the mag. I'll put the two shells together and then keep the mag up. Put all the screws in and then slowly take my flathead and then slip it between the two shells and pull this down in gently to where I get it all the way down to where I want to go, and then finally button everything up. But if you ever have a Pmag that comes apart, the M version, the PTS M version Pmags, that's how you take it apart, that's how you fix it. And I, like this, I usually never break them completely down. Just loosen it up till it unjams, then clear the jam, then clean it up or put some more oil down into it, cycle it a little bit more, and then tighten everything back up. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them at the bottom, and thank you.